Hey there, this is Naman, and today I want to share with you an automation that we created for an online yoga studio. And her requirements were pretty straightforward. She was not very much keen on wasting her efforts on setting up the backend. So, what we did was we went ahead and created an automation where both she and her students they both received the links for the meetings and the classes, and all she had to do was hop on and off those classes. Everything besides that, like the booking system, the customer experience, the growing of email list, and customer reviews. It all was taken care of through this automation. Now, before diving in and briefly explaining you how the automation actually worked, I want to clear out one thing that this particular automation was a setup for a very particular one-on-one kind of class or the meetings. What happened was basically she had to jump on a consultation call first with the student, and if the student seems to be a good fit, then the student would enroll with her, and if not, then they would not enroll with her. And depending on whether they have enrolled or not, the automation takes different steps. So with that thing in mind, let's go ahead and dive deeper into the automation. So here's how the automation starts. First, the student had to fill up a form for that particular consultation call that I previously mentioned. Once they have filled up the form, they receive a confirmation email and an SMS, and their contact is created into the CRM software that we use for further automating these steps. Once that all is done, the teacher's Google Calendar is updated and they also receive an update via SMS. From there onwards, both the teacher and the student, they both start receiving mails for reminder, like reminder mails for the meeting. What this does is it reduces the no-show chances or it increases the show-up rate of the student on that particular consultation call. Now, depending on whether they have showed up or not, the automation takes different steps. First, let's go through what happens if they do not show up for the call. If they do not show up for the call, they are added to another sequence like an email list where we start sending them mails to nurture them further and further, just with the end goal to have them converted back and book a meeting once again. Now, if they book a meeting once again, then again, the whole process begins once again. If they do not book a meeting once again, then they have been added to another email list where we see that they do not have a lot of interest in this particular thing, but we know that they have previously booked a call with us. Now, what happens if they show up on the call? After showing up on the call, the teacher has a chat or a 15-minute consultation with that particular student. And depending on whether the student needs this right now or not, they sign up or they do not sign up. Now, if they do not sign up on that particular call, then again, they are added to an email list where we know that they were not a good fit at that particular moment, but they can be a good fit for other courses or maybe in the future as well. So they are added to that particular email list. And if they enroll with the teacher, then again they are added to a list where they will be sent constant reminders for each and every classes. And after two classes, this is something pretty interesting because this is just an additional step that we took. So after two classes, we send them a feedback review mail where we also see whether their review was positive or negative, and that is actually taken care of by AI. So what AI does is it analyzes all the messages, the reviews that we receive, and depending on whether it's positive or negative, it bifurcates them. Now, what happens after that is if the review is positive, I think I have not added the step, but I'll just explain it right now. So what happens after that is if the feedback is positive, they receive another mail to go ahead and paste that particular review in Google reviews. So it also increases the credibility of that particular teacher's studio. And if it is not a very good review, what happens is they are added to another email series for any other like nurturing sequences, or if there is anything in the future that the teacher is going to launch, then they are added to that particular series. And that's particularly it how this particular automation works. And I just wanted to share it with you real quick. I hope you found this useful and have a great day ahead.